and Dave's all matching.
Oh,
Dave.
I'm the odd man
Hi,
out.
everyone.
Yeah.
You're the odd woman out.
Chris is on. Hi, Chris. Jenna.
Hi, everybody.
Anita. Yay. And Rhonda and Maria.
I got my good old Pepsi, guys.
Okay, bring your mug around, Dave, and show him your mug real quick.
Annette finally found us on Facebook. Yay. Glad you're here, Annette.
Let me make sure YouTube's live.
Mitchie, Mary, Donna, Peggy, Tommy.
So today, Sue and
Pennies.
Peter came.
We have a Penny on for the first time live.
If
A different
you're-
Penny.
A different Penny.
On YouTube, Sue and Peter from England came to visit us today.
Uh-huh.
They didn't want to be on the show.
Yay.
I wish they would be on the show because they're hilarious.
I know. We had
We
more
tried to get
fun.
Sue on the show.
It was fun.
And Sue gave me this really cute mug.
And I got
Thank you
these
so
socks. Thank you much.
You can never have enough
As a matter of fact,
mugs.
these are bamboo,
Oh.
and I've never tried bamboo. I think that'll be fun. I've always wondered what they would be like.
Uh-oh.
So
Show him your Pepsi mug.
Oh, I should show. Well, I didn't get this from Sue.
No, this Dave got for Christmas, but look what Dave's drinking out of.
I got this for Christmas. It says donuts on the back because why
Oh,
not?
Becky's first every time on YouTube.
Wow.
Yeah.
my
You must be
Becky,
sitting there
you,
waiting.
yeah.
Well, she must
Thank
be
you.
being like, Commander Fresh. Commander.
Okay, so we are the authors of Dining on a Dime Cookbook, Mom and I. Michael is the editor. Any editing issues, discuss it with him.
Technical support.
1,200 ways to save on your groceries, and then Penny Pinch Mama, 500 ways I lived on $500 a month. But today, do you have our Keeping It Clean on Wirecast?
Yeah, Dave.
Okay, but today, Dave, can you put up our Clean on
Oh, and
Clean?
Susan says hi, everyone. Happy New Year.
Sue
Hello.
is on YouTube. Here's the
Sue.
Hi,
I
Sue.
showed everybody my
Oh,
mug.
Susan
Long
on
time
tape?
no see, Sue.
Oh, hey, Sue.
I put on the graphic right when you guys were like, "Hi, Sue." So we do that.
And today we're talking about organizing. Dave, can you put it up, please? Our Keeping It Clean, how to get organized, homemade cleaners, and all about laundry are in our Keeping It Clean series. And there's like 200 pages in there.
I was going to say.
It's huge.
You know, our cookbook covers everything.
Yeah.
It's like a little encyclopedia, and the Keeping It Clean does the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
We cover about stains. We have homemade laundry detergent, but all
Mm-hmm.
kinds of things like spray starch and linen, spray
Yeah.
and
Oh, I guess I should put a link in for that, huh?
we cover how to
yeah.
hang clothes on a rack, right?
How to hang
Annette?
clothes inside if you don't have a clothesline, how to hang them
hang
on a
on
clothesline, how to
clothesline.
iron clothes,
How to iron them.
homemade laundry detergent.
Mm-hmm. Besides all
So-
the cleaning stuff that we do. So
Tons of cleaners. So,
yeah.
And just a note on comments. So we have made several people moderators on YouTube, and you'll know it because there's a little wrench on the left side. And if you are a moderator,
The left side of their names, not the left
yeah,
side
it's
of
the
their
left side of their names. If you're a moderator, you have a little wrench on the left side of your names. We have done that to help us with the trolls. So if you guys see a little wrench there, please help us moderate. There's three little dots on the right side.
This is on YouTube.
And it will tell you what you can do. If it's really profane, please just delete them immediately. And if they're just kind of being snarky, you can put a timeout. But if you guys would help us out with that, we would greatly appreciate it, because as we get bigger, the trolls are getting worse. So, you're on, Mom. How do we get organized?
But we do ask that you be cautious about not
Yeah.
completely blocking people unless you're sure they're trolls.
Yeah.
There are other options there to kind of slow them down.
And we have chosen people who are on here all the time and that kind of thing.
Are we
So-
going to do questions at the end today, or just keep
Yeah.
going in?
So as you have questions,
maybe if we don't get to them, we will try to hit them at the end too.
yeah. So as you have questions, please put them in there, and Mike's going to take them to the side and pull them out, and then at the end, Mom and I are going to answer them. So, yes, Dave.
People who live in places like Sue and Amy T in places, Happy New Year's Eve!
Oh yeah, it is.
Oh yeah, Happy New Year's Eve. That's true. I didn't think about it. Very good. Yeah,
In
and Dave, you
Australia,
can
New
make Sue
Zealand.
a moderator too.
Oh, I can't.
Okay.
I don't have the
Oh,
ability.
that'll
made
have
Sue a
to.
moderator.
Oh, okay. So Mike's gone in and made several people moderators that we know and trust.
Sue those
And
three
if
dots.
you're not a moderator, it's not that we don't trust you. It's just that we picked people that are on here frequently. So.
Oh, Catherine says hi from Ireland.
Yeah,
nice to see
hi,
Jill on
Catherine.
also. I love living on a dime, running roads.
Oh, yeah, hi.
Hi, Catherine.
Mike's ready to go to Ireland. They're going in April. So.
Yay, so excited.
Okay, how do we get organized, Mom?
Oh, I'm supposed to start? I'm glad we're organized and know what we're doing.
Get a vacuum.
Well, today I'm
Get a vacuum.
Get a
Dave says get a
vacuum.
vacuum.
That's the best way. Just and use the
it off.
vacuum, huh,
Yeah.
Dave?
And use it. Don't just store it in your closet.
Yeah, don't store it in your closet. Use it. Today I'm going to try to just do some quick tips. Everybody says, "Where do I start? Where do I start?" That's isn't that our main question?
And we're going to specifically, we're hitting some highlights today, but we're specifically going to talk about paperwork, your refrigerator, closets, kids, that kind of thing. We're going to specifically go through that a little bit more, a little bit later. So, but we're hitting highlights as Mom's here.
Yeah,
and then
because
we'll Skype.
those subjects are a little bit longer, so we have to do them for a special, a special thing.
Yeah.
But where to start? And we mentioned this at the last video. You need to start at one of two places. Either the easiest place that you think you can get done quickly and easily, you can do that. Because then once you get that little easy spot done, you'll feel inspired to go on to the harder places. You can do it that way. The other thing that I like to do is I will sit when I'm not feeling good and I'll stare at a spot that's driving me crazy. Whether it's a pile of papers on the dining room table or a pile of clothes on a chair. You may have, like in your bedroom, that exercise machine that's covered in clothes and just stuff you've thrown over there. And every morning when you wake up, that's the first thing you see. So if that bugs you, that's the place to start. Get rid of that, to begin with.
And the first thing we suggest, I know Fly Lady says, get the dishes out of your sink. Well, I don't think so. The first thing, before you do any of this, make your bed. That's what we suggest for every single thing before you do anything is make your bed every single morning. I have timed it and it literally takes 30 seconds. I have actually timed it because I used to dread making my bed so much. And I timed it, I'm like, this is 30 seconds. What am I dreading? Now every morning I make my bed. Mm-hmm. And you have a nice clean place to fall into bed at night, and that helps you get more organized because you at least have one section that isn't just piled all the time.
Yeah. And actually, we've got like 5 things here. You can, if you make your bed, find just a spot to put your keys in your purse. You can start with simple little things like that. If you find a spot to keep your purse, and that goes a long way to getting organized, for different people and everything. So we have what I'm going to do is,
No, I was just sorry. I didn't mean to make a noise.
See, everybody likes it. They like me. They like
They're
me.
loving it. Leanne says hi, guys from Adelaide, Australia.
Ooh,
All right.
oh,
Yeah, so we
Yeah.
looked at the analytics on YouTube, and as soon as Mom arrived, they went,
Now make you feel
Everyone
good.
loves her.
why am I even here?
No, they like us together, is
You
what I
guys,
said.
Once we get 50,000 subscribers, we'll do a secret live stream of us just living life.
Yeah, we need to figure out what we're going to do when we hit 50,000 subscribers.
Yeah, what we should do
a
for something
Skype,
special.
An hour Skype with one person that we choose? 5
Two.
people that we choose.
So anyway, to start out now, pick the easiest spot. But even back up, I should have backed up a little bit.
Oh, sorry, I
I'm
got you
getting
off track.
unorganized
I'm sorry.
now. So getting all
Getting disorganized
I'm
on your
getting disorganized. I
organization
know. I
discussion.
do that all the time. If you're going to do major organizing,
Lots of love and hearts.
Oh, tissue.
if
Jack,
you-
can you bring Nana tissue?
um,
Can you bring Nana tissue?
yeah, let's announce it to the world. Nan needs to blow her nose.
Can you go in the bathroom and get Nana tissue?
But to back up, to start up with, is if you're going to do mega, I'm talking more smaller things. I'm going to go popping back and forth. But if you're doing mega cleaning, like one big room, and you're going to be at it all day, start the day before by figuring out what you're going to have for dinner, and do something very simple, like put a pot of soup on,
A roast.
a roast, something, well, even something that everybody can dish up on their own. If you have to have sandwiches, things like that, just do that, because then you don't have to worry the next day when you're starting to organize that you have to stop and figure out a meal and do a meal. Get your boxes ready. You know that if you do, you're going to have some empty boxes. You're going to have some trash bags to start out with. Get all of those things the day before. Also, be prepared that the next day you won't be able to do or next few days you won't be able to do your regular housekeeping. You won't be able to keep up with the vacuuming and that's okay at this time, you know, to let things go and that type of thing.
And don't use that as an excuse. Oh, I don't have any boxes. Oh, I don't have any trash bags. Don't use that as an excuse to not get started. If you have to go 60 miles into town to get boxes, okay, use your grocery sacks that you have. Stop making excuses.
Yeah.
And get it and get started. The problem is people just don't get started.
Yeah. So then the next day, when you figure out the area, you got figured out what area you want. I'm going to go use an example like a bedroom, just for now. And you'll have a box, you'll have a trash bag. Better to use a trash bag if you can, because you can carry that easier around the room with you and pick up the trash. Then you'll have a box where you're going to take things to like a thrift store.
Yep.
Then you're going to need a box of stuff that goes into another room. And one other box that you could sort of add is, for example, if you're doing an office, you'll have a big stack of papers. Well, that day, instead of standing there and taking like an hour or 2 hours to go through those papers, take that whole stack of papers and put it in that box. Then one evening while you're watching TV or waiting for the kids to get home or something like that, sit there and go through that box with piles of stuff like that. In the kids' bedroom, if they have a huge tote full of all those little tiny toys, 1,001 little tiny toys, take that tote, and that tote will be what you'll sit and do in the evening watching TV, and you'll sort through things you have to sort through a whole bunch of. Have a box for that. Don't do that at that moment when you're cleaning that room. Set them out in a separate box. Always take and once you get a box, one of the boxes full, like for the thrift store or your trash bag, set it immediately outside of the room. Get it out of the room so you can't see it, and get another trash bag and keep working. Also, another thing when you first start on a room, make sure you get the big stuff out first. You would be so surprised how psychologically seeing that big gaping hole empty now will make you feel better and inspire you to keep on working. So if you have that big exercise machine, drag that booger out of the room. Either put it in the garage until it can be hauled off, or just get it out of the room. And when you if you find something in the room that belongs in another space, don't take time and walk to that other room. Don't run downstairs to the kids' bedroom or whatever.
Don't take one paper clip back to the office when you're in your room. That's why you have a box of goes back to places.
Other rooms. You just put it in that box. Or if it's too big to go in the box, set it outside of the room.
And go fast.
Well, that was going to be my next thing.
Sorry, I'm jumping ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. See, it
Who's
says
the
right
supervisor
there.
here?
Work quickly. Work quickly in yellow. When we were doing professional house cleaning, we had to move. What's he doing? His mug. I need some of that Pepsi right now. You have to move quickly. That's the only way we could make money cleaning a house. You move fast, furious. Don't answer the phone. I mean, if you have to listen to the message on the answer machine to make sure the kids didn't break their arm at school, you could maybe do that. But don't stop to do anything.
Don't answer texts. Don't answer the phone.
Whatever you do.
As a matter of fact, if you have your cell phone, I would put it in a whole nother room and turn it off.
Put your husband on call or somebody else on call for the kids' emergencies or whatever. But,
Then have a phone that only they can call.
But you have to move quickly. First of all, as you're moving quickly, take that trash bag and go through and just start throwing trash in it. If you get if you just get the trash out of the room, you will be shocked at how much trash. Next, get things like dirty clothes that are just slung all over. Gather them all up. If you've got a box or a hamper, stick them in the box or the hamper, get those dirty clothes. So by the time you get the trash and the dirty clothes out, you really probably have made a big,
I always start with the clothes.
Because you can do either or.
You can start wherever you want. But what I do is I start with the clothes and or trash. Actually, I do both. Because the clothes makes the biggest hunk of
visual stuff, and I said the big stuff to get the big stuff
exactly. And if I get them hung up and sorted and out of the room, then I can see the trash easier. And you can do it vice versa. If you have a lot of trash, then do the trash first, of course. But,
Well, that's another thing. The tips I'm giving you is just tips. You need to adapt them to your lifestyle and what is easiest for you. Tara does the clothes, I do the trash, sometimes I do the clothes. It just, whatever will work for you. People go by somebody, they'll see it on YouTube or someplace, and the gal says you do this and this and this, and they try to do it exactly the way they say to do it, and it doesn't work for your family and for your way of doing things. Just use these tips. You can take 1 or 2, 3 or 4 of them, use what you can, and start doing like that. Now, once you get I think work quickly is really the key here. You have to concentrate. Put on upbeat music. I can't work to music at all. It distracts me. Michael loves working to music.
I can work with music.
He can work faster and quicker and easier. Do whichever way you can do. Get upbeat music. Also, another thing, be sure you have rags on hand. And I don't mean like wipes or anything. Just get some good old rags that you can clean, that you'll have ready for when you need to clean something off, and throw them away. Don't add to your work for this time you're trying to get rid of stuff.
Yeah.
Another thing is I suggest give good things to the thrift store, but don't worry about recycling at this moment. You can recycle for the rest of your life, but you've got to stay focused and do what's easiest at the moment. Throw this all in one trash. If you have to start taking time to think about dividing this into recycling and trash, you'll never get it done. Another thing, you have got to be careful. If you pick up that snowman that Sally Mae, your 4-year-old, drew in preschool, and she's now 45 years old, and you cling to it and sob over it and admire it and say, oh, Sally, and spend 10-15 minutes over this one piece of paper, you're never going to make it. You pick up that paper that Sally Mae drew, and you either throw it in the trash, which it's not like you're throwing Sally Mae in the trash. You're just throwing this paper.
So I will put it into perspective for you. I have 4 biological children. The oldest is 19. The youngest is 7. And I have a file folder this big of all the memories of their stuff.
Oh.
To be honest, though, I have one about the same size too. Of their same stuff.
Michael's
But,
our
but still, 2 folders is big.
So
Michael's our perfect example of what not to do.
It's okay. It's okay.
No,
Yep,
we're not
but
talking about
everybody's
boxes and
different.
boxes.
So now we have 2 file folders. One that I don't know
That's not a
about.
lot of stuff for 4 kids.
So we have a little bit. But when our niece came to live with us, I don't think she'll mind me using this, but her parents had, I can't remember if it was 6 or 8 totes of all. I think they saved every single school paper she had. And when we were going through her house deciding what she wanted to keep, she's like, well, why are my parents why were they keeping all this? I don't care about this. The kids don't care about this stuff.
Mm-mm.
You may be emotionally attached, but honestly, I just chuck it
Don't
all.
Be
Well,
emotionally
yeah.
attached to your children, not to their school paper.
We hang the cute little Christmas thing
Oh, I'm
on the
sorry.
refrigerator, and then we chuck it a month later.
I wasn't
so.
meaning school papers. Is that what you're talking about? I
Well-
was meaning some of the specific drawings they made.
But
for us.
everything.
Like your
I'm
little-
talking everything. You know, the drawings that are on the refrigerator, they're there for a month, and then they go away.
The certificate
Well-
I get for being a good student in school.
Yeah.
Goes away
Well,
after
I
like
did a
week.
woman's house one time. She kept every math paper, every English paper,
Yeah.
even for her junior high and high school kids that they brought home from school for that day. Boxes and boxes. And her son said, why did she keep these? What in the world? First of all,
Yeah.
he didn't have good memories of them at all, you know, and so don't keep that stuff.
Well, and back to my niece's thing, I forgot to finish the story, but
Oh,
when
sorry.
we went to move her stuff to our house, we chucked every single one of those.
Yeah.
We
Well-
emptied all the papers out and used the tote for her personal belongings to help move, and we chucked it all, and she didn't care.
Yeah, I went and I had a scrapbook from when I was like 8 or 9, a scrapbook I'd made in school, and I put all this stuff in there. I had ticket, stubs, I had napkins, and I'm looking at this thing. I don't remember any of it. This had no meaning after 60 plus years. Or
That Star Wars Rogue ticket is not going to mean anything in 10 years.
No, it means she's looking
Especially
at giving
not that
Dave
one.
the evil eyes.
Especially not that one.
But I threw it out. My kids, if it didn't have any meaning for me, what meaning was that silly scrapbook going to have for you guys? Now that doesn't mean you should get rid of all of your memories.
Yeah.
Keep a handful of special things, because what happens is if you get too much, then nothing is special anymore. If you keep just a few, then that makes it more
And-
precious.
Do you want to tell them what we did a year or two ago, dear, with our school yearbooks? Every school
chucked 'em.
yearbook. Mike and I chucked our yearbooks.
I don't know if we did it the same way as Tara, but I used to write for the yearbook. So I went to the library and scanned the pages of articles that I had written. And I think I scanned the notes from some of my friends, although most of them I don't know anymore. But I thought, okay, this will give me I'll feel like if I have a PDF with 10 pages in it on my computer,
I just
if I ever
chucked
want
mine.
it, I can have
Yeah.
it. But that's just because I wrote for the yearbook.
And
So-
I was in the yearbook a lot because I was really active in our music
But we still,
program.
we're like, what
but
are we carrying these around for? We never look at them.
Oh, I can't even remember who I went to
And I
school
don't
with. I
even-
don't remember any of these people.
no offense if you're one of my schoolmates watching this, but I could care less about these people now. I don't know them.
Well, yeah,
I
you've
don't-
never
it's-
talked to him for
it's
how
not
many
like
years? Yeah.
it's not like I keep in contact with them or anything. So,
Yeah. So be in other words, bottom line is be ruthless. Look at this. I've seen people that had like a straw doll that their little girl made for them in school that has dirt and cobwebs sitting on their chest of drawers. It's like, toss it. You need the top of that chest of drawers for
now, Sue, don't tell everybody what my bedroom looked like today. That's leftover Christmas stuff. I'm working on it.
I don't think Sue saw that far in.
Oh, she didn't.
She saw
Michael was keeping the door partially closed. But you've got to let go of this stuff and get rid of the memory stuff. Now I'm going to did you want to stop now for comments, or should I go into the closet?
Did we have any specific comments, Mike?
Do we have anything yet?
We have some questions. I don't know if you want to answer them right now or not.
We could would it be easier to answer a few now?
Oh, they're talking about me on YouTube, and I can't quite tell what they're saying, Dave. Somebody said they're trying to hypnotize me. You say staring.
By the way,
intensely
guys,
at
we're
them.
on Twitter now.
Oh yeah.
So I don't know what you want to tweet about us. But if you want to tweet us,
But we've
we're
put
on
ourselves
Twitter.
out there, exposed to the world.
So however it is you
Illuminati
tweet
confirmed.
or whatever it is you do to tweet, we can tweet now. I just don't know how
We
to
don't know how to do it, but
We're on there.
I know how to do it.
actually, and on Twitter, isn't she putting on for us?
Yeah, she's putting on
Announcements before we-
announcements, and I'll start on a Twitter putting on when we go live and we're not expecting it, like 5 minutes as I'm setting up. I'm going to put it on there too.
Do you do that on Facebook and
We're
stuff too?
are we hashtag living on it? No, we're what?
At Living on a Dime.
At living on a dime, whatever that means. So, yeah.
I at least know that much about Twitter. Let's see. I don't know if you want to answer the questions, but by the way, Kelly loves your mug, Dave, and Shelly says Happy New Year to all. Cheryl,
Happy New Year, Shelly.
Cheryl was asking, have you ever tried laundry balls instead of detergent?
I haven't. Do you know what they are?
Yeah.
I haven't ever used them.
And I know this isn't organizing, so you might want to do this later, but Teresa was asking about how do you feel about using coupons?
Coupons.
That's another show, and actually we kind of talked about that. We just recorded that yesterday, so watch on our YouTube channel because we're going to be having on how we save on groceries again.
Yeah.
And just so Heidi Sue says, as far as organizing, the task team seems so large, therefore I don't get started.
Well, what you do with that's where I'm saying you find a corner of the room, you find one shelf.
Or if it's your dining room table, you want to do 1/4.
One part of it.
Just do 1/4.
That's what you're doing wrong is you're looking at the whole picture, and I would be overwhelmed too. You can't. It paralyzes you when you see that huge mess, and when you get paralyzed and overwhelmed, you can't start. So get your focus on one little tiny section. If it's an end table, however small you think you can handle it. Now, you may be sick, you may have little kids, so you can't do a whole room. Some people, it's the top of the bed. So maybe do the top of your bed. That just clearing off that bed. And you don't have to actually put everything away. If your closet is a mess and you have clothes on your bed, what you do is you pile them carefully over by the closet until you're ready to do the closet. Get the trash off the bed, get stuff moved off, and put in piles in different areas. But at least you have the bed cleared. Or the dining room table. Take 4 days and do that dining room table. Spend 15. You'd be surprised.
Yeah.
You see that whole mess and you think, there's no way I can get this done. I don't have the time. I don't have the energy. But you can get a small section done in about 15 or 20 minutes. You may feel like you can't, but you get started and try it. That's where you start. Everybody says, I don't know where to start. You start on one little tiny section, one end of the counter, like I said, a coffee table, a little tiny corner of the room. And what happens is mentally, you see that open space and you see it didn't take you any time at all, you'll automatically move on to the next section. Here,
everybody tweet. Just start.
Just start. That's what it is. You have to. I always talk. I think I mentioned this in the other stream the other day. Is I was sitting after Christmas. It was a shambles and a mess, and I thought, I'm too tired. I don't know where to start. I don't know what to do. But I could look at the mantle at the top of my fireplace mantle, and I thought, okay, I have to practice what I preach here. And so I stood up and I thought, I'm only going to spend like 5-10 minutes and I'm going to get that mantle cleared off. By the end of the 45 minutes, I'd taken down all the Christmas decorations because I got so motivated and so inspired that I got it taken care of. So,
Jessica wants to know if y'all cooking a special meal for New Year's.
If we're cooking a special meal for New Year's.
A lot of people have been asking what we're doing for New Year's.
We have no plans for New Year's because we have no friends.
Except for all of you.
So we'll be Facebooking live because we have no friends in real life.
Oh, guys, you should hashtag living on a dime by all the.
We're not cool enough to have
we're not cool enough to have friends.
I don't know. We have friends sort of, but we really don't have. We sort of have friends.
What happens is with our illness, it's
just,
hard to
I don't know.
socialize a lot. It wears us out really bad,
Yeah,
so we
see
don't
them
do
after the
a
stream.
lot.
You're just like dead on the floor.
There was one other question, and most of the rest of it we can share later, but the question was, where did it go? Andrea said, what are your tips for sorting and organizing Christmas gifts? I've got 5 children, 2.
Okay, so here's what I did last night because Sue was coming over and I was embarrassed to have her see the condition of my living room. So what I did was last night I had the boys and I said, go find 10 of your presents and go put them up where they belong in your room. And then I would say, okay, now go find 10 more.
Remember to resist.
Okay, now I want 30 pieces of trash picked up from all over the living room and kitchen. Go. And Jack made an interesting comment to me, though. He said, Mom, I wish I wouldn't have gotten so many toys because this is just too hard picking them all up.
Yeah.
So first of all, stop buying your kids so much. I'm not saying you are particularly, but in general, just don't buy your kids so much stuff. And
It
we didn't
overwhelms
actually
them.
buy him that many toys, but he got like Tinker toys and they were all kind of spread out. And he got a couple of, construction things
That's
that
why
were
I got
spread out. And so
small.
anyway, that's the way we do. I am not a maid. And I have them pick up. Now, I will supervise their room. I admit it gets to be a disaster, and I will go in and supervise that. But I don't scream and yell, and I just say, okay, we're doing 10 things right now. Okay, now let's do 10 more. Okay, now let's do 20 pieces of trash or whatever.
And what I do with the kids is I'll say, okay, let's see who can get the most stuff picked up in like 5 minutes or 10 minutes, or who can get 10 things picked up within 5 minutes. And it makes it a game for them. If you can make it kind of a game, then it helps a little
Yeah,
bit.
and we do take away no computer, no electronics, nothing until it is done.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's that distraction
yeah.
again.
So-
What's good for you is
And
good
turn
for your
off the
kids.
TV.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody working together. Kids tend to work better if mom and dad's helping, because I'll pick up along with the kids, and I'll do stuff too. So
Yeah.
Actually, you might want to, because you were talking about the drawings, Bertie said, I got my mom's cedar chest when she passed. It was full of papers from my sibling, and I tossed them all. They meant nothing to us. And she says, and now I follow you on Twitter. So thank you, Bertie.
Yay, thank you for following us.
And Elvira said almost the same thing. My mom presented me with all the drawings I ever made, all the report cards and school stuff I ever received. I went through it and chucked most of it because it had no memories or meaning to me.
I don't even
Exactly.
keep the kids' report cards anymore. I'm like, why am I keeping this? It doesn't matter.
Well, the two that are graduated really don't have fond memories of school.
yeah, that's
And
the way it is with most
we
kids.
basically kept a transcript that we
I
can use.
kept their final transcript,
But that was it.
and their diploma.
And that
But-
goes for stuff like baby clothes. Some people keep boxes and boxes of baby clothes. Keep maybe the
One
outfit that you brought them
special
home
thing.
from the hospital in, or their first Christmas outfit. But, don't have a whole tote full of baby clothes. Should I go on, or is there more?
One more thing.
Okay.
Pamela just wanted to know what you did in the music program, dear.
I sang. I was a singer in high school.
Well, you did singing and dancing, wasn't it?
Yeah, but I like the singing better than the dancing.
You must have liked you.
Yeah, she sang. You even did a special on your senior year. She
I was
sang-
all city. I was all
Dennis,
this and
yeah.
all that, and then I got married and I stopped singing.
Denise,
Did you hear that?
What? I missed that part.
She,
Denise
she
keeps
was
saying it.
she was all singing and happy and singing, and then she got married.
Well,
What can you
there's
say,
that.
Michael? What can you say? Yes, Dave.
Denise says banish the children to the basement.
Banish the
Pretty
children.
much already have.
Yeah. So,
They're already they're mean.
well, do you have more?
No.
Okay. I was
I'm
going.
looking for more.
I'm going to. All these points you can use in any part of the room or any type of organizing you're doing, whether it's like the garage or the attic or anything. Use these same points. Work quickly. Have your boxes all ready, and don't stop. Just keep throwing, tossing, or putting things in the memory box or to the thrift store or whatever. So use all of those. And I'm going through this stuff a little bit more quickly, but the books, what were the books where we were?
Yeah, and our Keeping It Clean series. These are all
It's
really
in order.
detailed.
I got a very simple order that I've written all this down that you could follow in there, or you can listen to the tape over and over again. So I'm going to give you an example of just cleaning out a closet. I know some of you have kitchen cabinets, an office. You can use, and we'll go into details for each one of these
And I'm
areas.
going to be doing my house, and as I am, I'm going to be Facebooking live these things,
So
so
we'll-
you guys can see how I go through, because
Oh no, they're gonna have a heart
we're
attack.
preparing, hopefully, to move. We hope, and if we do, I want to have everything decluttered as much as possible. So I'm starting now, even though we haven't found a house, we haven't sold our house. The thought has just popped into our heads to move. I'm starting now,
Yeah.
even if it may be 6 months or a year.
So we'll-
It's
what
not
I'm
just
saying
the
is-
thought that makes you want
Yeah.
to move.
We'll cover each more specific for each room and each area in other videos. But for tonight, I'm going to talk about cleaning out your closet, whether it's your closet, your kids' closet, just to give you how I go, the method I go through. And you can use all of these same ideas for like a kitchen cabinet or for the kids' closet or your office. The principles are all the same. So if I'm doing my closet, first of all, I will pretty much take everything out. If that's going to be my project for the day, I kind of start pulling things out. And as I pull them out, if I instantly see that, okay, this outfit is way too small, I haven't worn it since high school 50 years ago, why am I keeping it hanging in there? into the trash, or into the trash for that one, because no thrift store wants that.
Well, now those are called
They're vintage. But take and put it in one of your boxes. Don't save those outfits that are way too small for you, that you think, well, I'm going to go on a diet the first of the year. By the time you finally go on that diet and you get down to the weight that you'll fit into these clothes, they're going to be so out of style.
Yep.
Just get rid of them. If they don't, if they don't fit, if they're too old. Yes, Dave.
Who is that?
Wait, what?
About the blinds?
Rita.
Rita, this is your,
Rita, aka
this is
Rita.
your OCD therapy. We're giving you OCD therapy for free.
Wait,
That's
what?
funny.
Rita wants me to fix the
Because
blinds.
they're crooked.
Oh, have mercy.
So I
Have
did
mercy
this
on her.
because it's getting very warm in here
It
with
is-
the studio
it
lights,
is
and I
really
have the
hot.
oven on. So here, this will do even better. There.
Oh! Now, don't torture our viewers. So now you
Mike-
messed it up for it.
Mike is that way. So I
Mike
can
is that
say
way,
something,
yeah. So that's why she's laughing about it. But anyway, so get rid of things that are way, way too old.
No, it's gonna
Get rid
pull
of
it up.
things.
Yeah, here's the thingy. It's this.
Oh my.
Okay, sorry.
So get rid of
There we
things
go.
too old, things that don't fit you anymore, that are too small. Just get rid of them.
Excuse me. Did you empty 6 boxes before you leave?
Not leaving.
Well, get them done before you leave.
I did already.
So get rid of. How can I?
See, we're organizing. So our oldest, we cleared everything out of his room, and now he has all this stuff in the family room, and we're trying to get it back into his room. So we told him you gotta get 6 boxes done before you get to go anywhere. So that's part of what you have to do, though.
Yeah,
with
it
kids
is.
and stuff.
You have to
So-
stay on top of it and supervise it all the time and everything. So, okay, now, where was I? The old clothes, the too small clothes. And you know, there are some outfits in that closet that just don't look good on you. Have you ever wore something and you just,
I don't care if you paid $100 for it.
Yeah.
Get rid of it.
you know, it may have been expensive. And another thing, you paid a lot of money for it and it's hard to let that go. But I want you to, we mentioned this the other night, you need to think about women in shelters that are looking for jobs. They have places all over that you can take these clothes to, that somebody could really use it, that would think it was a beautiful outfit where you feel like the ugly duckling in it, you know.
Yep.
Toss it, get rid of it.
How do you know you're not helping a single mom like Mom
Oh.
who had $500 a month and needs a really nice wedding dress a dress to go to a wedding or something, but she can't afford it?
Well,
you know?
I think
So-
I've told this story before. I can't remember, my brain is dead.
Sorry.
But I told this story before. When I was expecting with my second baby, I had no maternity clothes. I had nothing. And back then they had sheath dresses, kind of like, you know, they were straight and long. But at 7 months, I was bursting out my one and only dress that I could wear. Well, we found out they were going to have special meetings at church for a week solid. My husband played the organ and piano and did the music and everything. So we went every single night. I was home stewing, thinking I'm going to be so embarrassed to wear this one dress every single night, and bursting out of it. And I thought, what am I going to do? We didn't have the money for me to go buy anything. I just didn't know what to do. And my neighbor came over the day before the meetings were going to start, and I'd been praying about this and praying about this. And I thought, I know I shouldn't be so prideful, dear God, but this is really rough on me. And she came over with 2 huge sacks, and she said, I didn't know if you could use these or not, but these are my maternity clothes. They're all dresses from when I used to work, and I'm not going to work now. Do you think you could use any of these maternity dresses? I mean, I was just, that meant so, well, look at, 40 some odd years later, I'm still talking about the gift that she gave to me. So you have no idea what you might be doing for somebody else. You've got a choice of doing
Yeah,
that.
stop being selfish.
Or you've got a choice of leaving that thing hanging in your closet because you spent money on it and you don't want to release it. And it makes a difference in people's lives. So if you feel ugly, if there's something you just bought just and you never worn it, get rid of it and that type of thing.
It's not going to change the mistake by it sitting there in your closet making you miserable remembering your mistake.
No.
Get your mistake out the door, not you, dear, and move on.
Amen, sister.
Actually, it would be a mistake to send me out the door.
Oh, good comeback there, Michael.
No more live streams.
So toss that stuff out and get rid of it. And
Mary says, how long do you hold on to gifts before it's rude to get rid of them? I always feel bad if someone sees a gift they gave me at our garage sale or yard sale.
Day after Christmas, it goes to the thrift store.
yeah, then you don't have to worry about it. So
Isn't that amazing? They have one just like the one you gave me.
but you really need to. This is the way you do it and stay on top of things. So now you've got rid of all these things, and I bet you half your closet will be empty at this point.
Okay, wait a minute. I got to say one thing about this too. And if you are the giver of those gifts and you see someone is giving them away, don't hold it against them.
No.
My daughter decided to be a minimalist, and she pretty much cleared out 95% of her room. And I was looking at some of the gifts thinking,
I stewed over that gift so much, trying to decide to get it for her and what to do.
But I don't think any less of her because of it. I don't hold a grudge because she got rid of that gift. If it isn't helpful or something that she just really, really loves, I don't want her cluttering up her space doing that.
Yeah, you don't want to.
Don't be that grandma that says, well, where did my antique china go? I just thought you would love that. And you have purple in your house and it's neon green or something. So,
How would china be neon green?
I know, I'm just using an example.
Although I have to say, it's funny with Ellie, she came to me with some things I gave her, like a little clown statue thing I gave her when she was in the hospital, and she's like, Dad, do you mind if I don't keep this?
I know she did with me too.
That's fine.
Yeah, she
If you
Skyped
really
me.
feel bad, take a picture. And let it go.
She Skyped me one day and said, "Okay, Nan, I'm going through my stuff." I said, "That's fine," because I know her. I knew that's what she was doing. So yeah, so don't hold
Love
it against
is not
me.
dependent on your things.
No, it's not.
Ooh, that's a good tweet.
Love it to you.
Hashtag not
But
dependent.
anyway, so now back to the closet.
Sorry.
Back to the closet. You've probably gotten rid of 50% of the stuff that was in your closet. It's already gone. Then the next thing I want you to do is I want you to seriously look if you've got 30 black t-shirts. Please
don't get me
narrow it
started.
down. If you wear black all the time, you can get down to 5 at least, You don't need, if you just retired and you have 15 pairs of black dress pants and 20 pairs of brown dress pants, get it narrowed down. I mean, there's no way you need that many, black dress pants or anything. 1 or 2 pairs at the tops if you're retired.
She loves your gingerbread cookies.
Oh, thank you, Sue. You like those? With the secret ingredient, huh?
Guys, if you guys pay us $12 billion, we will give you these.
the recipe. So, so start looking and think, okay, pile like things together, all the black t-shirts together or all the t-shirts, period. Then wade through them and think, I can't wear 50 t-shirts. That's wearing, there's just no way you can do that.
Don't organize 75 t-shirts, people. You have
No.
too many t-shirts.
No, I don't care if they were from your honeymoon and they have the most wonderful. If you want to put 12 of them to one side and make a memory
I was
quilt.
going to say, make a quilt.
But you don't need those hanging. It's kind of like the memory boxes and stuff. You don't need to hang on those t-shirts forever and forever. So be ruthless. You've got to get unemotionally attached to these clothes or you'll never, you won't be able to get rid of them. Get it down, figure out. For example, I got to figuring I have a lot of dress clothes. Well, I go to church 4 Sundays out of the month. If I only had 4 dresses to wear to church, I can wear pants too, but 4 dress outfits, maybe I should say. That means I could wear one outfit the first Sunday, the second outfit the second Sunday, the third, the fourth. Well, by the 5th Sunday, nobody's going to remember that I wore that first outfit, a month ago. And so logically think this through. Do I need more than 4 dress outfits?
And to put it in perspective, I'm going to go through my closet so you guys can see my closet, but I have 1 pair of dress pants and
like
1
15
black
shirts.
skirt and 1 brown skirt and a Christmas skirt. And I just bought a flowered skirt, and that's all I have.
And
I don't
you have like 50 shirts.
I have 1 black skirt and 1 brown skirt. I've had my black skirt for like 25 years, and that's what I use all the time.
Yeah.
And nobody knows really that it's the same black skirt. Most pencil skirts, black pencil skirts look alike. So don't keep 10 of them in your closet.
Yeah, I have about 20 tops, and that's my winter and my summer and my dress.
Yeah, and you need to be
So,
doing this with your
yeah.
shoes too. If they're broken, if the sandal strap's broken, if they're worn and they look skanky, get rid of them. If they're a little bit too tight and they always feel uncomfortable when you wear them, get rid of them, give them to somebody, toss them, do something like that. So do all of this. You don't need 7 pairs of snow boots. You know, you really don't. So toss this stuff, get it all out as much as you can. So once you get your clothes really narrowed down, then when I put them back in the closet, you can pick whichever way you want. I know a lot of them, they look so pretty color coordinated. Sometimes when I'm feeling Martha Stewart-y, I will just color coordinate them. They last that way for maybe a week in my closet. But what
How many clothes do you wear a week?
I don't do I know I don't. But what I like to do is, I end up usually doing is I will put my everyday dress tops all in one section, and they go right in the center of the closet because those are the ones I pick out every
Okay,
single
guys,
day.
give me a thumbs up or a happy face or something if you organize your dress clothes from your everyday clothes. I'm curious how many people do this, or if anybody does this. I don't know if anybody does this or not, but I'm just kind of curious.
How you organize.
Well, a few people do.
Oh, sorry.
That's it.
And just a handful, yeah.
But
Oh,
we're
my.
the video is slightly delayed for some people.
Oh, yeah, okay, so
yeah. So you put and those you grab every day, so you want them smack dab in front of you. Then I put I'm left-handed, so I put my dress clothes on the left side, you know, a little bit. And then my really ones that are super dressy, that I don't wear hardly at all, I put them to the other side or more towards the back. If I have, now I separate my winter and summer clothes. I have 2 tiny closets. They're about 3.5, 4 feet long.
Thumbs ups over here.
And about 18 inches deep. So I have only 2 tiny closets in my whole house. I have to store blankets, pillows, all my clothes, everything in these 2 little tiny 4.
Well, and to put it in perspective, Mom's closet, literally, it's about this big.
Yeah.
I mean,
no
that's
big-
it. And it's about this deep.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
that's
not...
all the bigger it is.
Yeah.
And so what I do separate my summer and winter clothes. I'll put my off-season clothes in the spare bedroom closet, and then I just keep like my summer or winter clothes in my bedroom closet. And that helps me quite a bit. And what I do is I put like if I have a coat that I hardly ever wear, it goes to the very back. Put everything that you don't use very often towards the very back of the closet. I even store I don't have a chest in my bedroom where I store my clothes. I have a small bookshelf at the bottom of my closet where I fold up my sweaters and my pajamas and that type of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you don't need 10 pairs of pajamas. You can wear 1 pair of pajamas for a week or 2 pairs of pajamas a week. By the time that week's up, you're probably going to wash again. It's like you wash every week. So so you don't need 10 pairs of these things that we wear one and wash the other one. You know, now you don't have to be that extreme, but you can cut back to 3 or 4 pairs at the tops. You don't need a whole
I
closet
have
full.
2 summer and 2 winter.
Yeah, so you don't need an extreme amount of these things. I also like to I had one closet one time where they put hooks, big hooks, on the very back wall of the closet. And what I did for that was I would hang belts that I didn't use very much,
Yeah.
purses that I didn't use very often back behind my clothes. Also, I like to use hat boxes. You could use any kind of a bin or a small box. And I put my extra purses Go through your purses. I don't care if you paid $100 for this purse and it has somebody's name written on the outside. If you're not using it for whatever reason, give it away.
Remember those
And-
bracelets?
And get it.
$20 for one letter on a little chain bracelet at Silver Dollar City.
Expensive bracelet,
Yeah.
yeah. And so, get those sorted through, keep only. Another thing that I do is I have a certain size box, hat box. It's about this big. And if that thing gets full, that means I have to get rid of something before I add more to it.
I am not adding more closet space to my room.
No.
To my closet.
I
will
get rid
go
of
away.
something. Yes, I get rid of something. And so you do stuff like that. Put hooks on the inside of your closet doors if you can, and to hang your bathrobe. That'll give you a little bit more space. And like sometimes I'll wear the same clothes the next day, so I can hang those up on a hook or whatever.
When I have nails behind our door, I have nails on the wall to hang all of our belts and my 2 scarves.
If you haven't figured out by now, the whole thing is to purge, get rid of, and then purge again and get rid of again.
Yeah.
That's the biggest problem. People don't know where to start, and they try to keep everything that they have when they don't really need it. And so if you just start on one little area, and then you purge and get rid of, stuff. Did you want to take some
I
questions?
was just going to say, Tammy said, I feel you're talking to me on the black t-shirts. They're not plain black. They have something on each side or on each that makes them different.
You don't need them still.
No,
Cooper is your name.
Tammy's her cousin.
I can say that.
She can
because
holler because she's her cousin, huh?
She's my cousin on the hoarding side of the family. Actually, Tammy does pretty good considering she's a Cooper. I have to give her credit.
Yeah, and who was it? So thank you for saying that she could, Pam,
Thanks,
for
Jill,
giving you permission. You have permission to get rid of this stuff.
Well, and what's funny is
Just-
I think when people go watch me purge my closet, they're going to say, what is there to purge? Because Mike and I have a walk-in closet, but we have probably not even 6 feet, maybe 6 feet, 5 feet. And that is both of all of our clothes hanging 6 feet, one rod, 6 feet, and that's it.
Oh, speaking of
So-
rod, and a way to give yourself more closet space is to get like a round dowel rod and to use a little bit of chain, and you can divide. You can go to Lowe's, I think, and buy maybe something. I just always made my own and put more hanging space by having that chain hanging down with a second dowel rod. Then you can do like shirts and pants, and it'll give you more, because most people don't have really very many long things. So go ahead.
So Cindy says that will work if you don't work outside the house.
No, I did this when I worked at, as a matter of fact, not only did I work outside the house, I had to dressy clothes for 2 jobs. And then I had to have skanky clothes.
Go to the site,
So-
Mike. We have an article that is how many clothes do I really need?
Yeah.
And look at that article. It's actually one of our top articles.
Yeah, and
is
how many clothes
do you need?
And we talk about working and people that stayed home, how many clothes. Because once again, I had the black skirt, the brown skirt. I would wear one day the black skirt with a certain top, wear my brown skirt the second day with a top. Then maybe I'd have 1 or 2 dresses. I would wear that dress, then another dress, and then on the 5th day I would wear the black skirt again with a different top. So that's not very many outfits. By the next week, nobody's going to remember what I wore the Monday before, the week before, and I wear another top with the black skirt. I also keep tops that I can do either or, that I can wear either to work, or I could wear them to church, or if like I'm coming on vacation here, I can have a little bit dressier top. So that one top can cover 3 different areas of my life.
Actually, are you ready for more questions? Because there are tons and tons of things, although a lot of it's just nice comments. But let's see,
We're
where
almost
do
out
we...
of time.
I was thinking-
We'll probably go over.
Uh,
David's like, we're out of time. Holy cow.
Darren says, Jill, question, help with my hamper. It's nearly full of clothes I don't wear and don't wash. Is that common?
Oh, yeah. You don't wear them. All you
And
need
don't
to-
wash.
Yeah, and don't wash them. Well, wash them and give them away. Just that
And
simple.
to make it simple, let's see. Can you guys see the garage door right here? So I don't know if you can see to whatever side this is for you guys, but right there's my garage door, and in my garage door I have a tote that is our thrift store tote, and my laundry room is right behind Mike here.
Right here.
Yeah. So what I do is, as I wash a clothes, you can bring it back now. As I wash an item that no one is using anymore, I just open that door, throw it in the tote.
Toss it in the box.
When that box is full, I take it to the thrift store.
Yeah.
And make it easy on yourself. Keep a tote either in your laundry room or in your bedroom, but somewhere where your clothes are that you can just toss it in there as soon as you're done.
Yeah, if you need to, keep one in your closet. Keep a box in your closet and just pull them off and drop them right in there
And
when
then
that box is full.
Put it in a trash bag.
Whatever
and
will
take
work for you. Yeah.
Wow, there's lots of stuff. Okay, let's see. Sue says you have lots of friends. Yes,
Yay!
thank you for coming to visit
Well,
us all the way
I shouldn't
from
say we
across
don't
the
have
pond.
friends, but like all our friends at church, they're doing other stuff, and we don't really have
sometimes
family.
you don't
and-
feel good to go
Yeah.
do something like
And
that.
Carol
good
says you have a
excuse.
friend in Arkansas. Lots of people were saying that that we were their friends.
Oh, thank
And
you
Kathy
guys.
says, "Okay, please spend it with us." And Laura says, "Come to my party. I'll be in bed by 7 p.m."
I know. I was going to say I go to bed at 9
We
o'clock
don't-
on New Year's. I
yeah,
don't
the kids
stay up.
stayed up last year, but I
Not
didn't.
even for the millennium. I went to bed at 9
See
o'clock.
here, we could come on then in the morning, probably in the morning, and celebrate with Amy. Well,
You
actually,
could
Yeah,
celebrate
celebrate
for
with
24
Amy.
hours.
except Amy
couldn't
says
ya?
she's going to South Africa, so I don't know if she's going to be there at midnight.
She's going back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, Charlene and Ramona were both saying you could make quilts out of baby clothes. if
Yes, you
don't wanna-
can.
And Tammy says just ordered 3 of your books. Can't wait to get them.
Oh,
you.
thanks.
Tommy says I feel like I should go clean something.
Yes, stop this and go clean something.
Heather said I just inherited pictures and yearbooks of my mother's. What did you do with yours? Did you donate or anything? And she says later on she has Alzheimer's now and I have some guilt, so I don't want to get rid of them.
You know, you can do a couple of things. First of all, the picture. My mom gave me huge boxes. They're still with us, but she gave me a whole bunch of boxes of pictures. If I don't know who's in the picture and my mom didn't know who was in the picture, those I went ahead and got rid of. If they were written on and I knew who these people were, like an aunt or an uncle or something like
Keep
that,
one of
Or
each
Dave.
person.
I would keep those. If there was like 3 pictures of the same pose, I would only keep one of that pose. Another thing, you can scan things now,
I
which would
scan
get
a
them
lot of
down a little
genealogy
bit
stuff.
and help get rid of some of that guilt.
Jan Dave.
But don't save anything that you don't recognize the people. I mean, even why feel guilty if your mom can't remember even, you know, I mean, if nobody...
That's not going to change.
No, it's not going to fix
Yeah.
anything. And I think your mom would understand. Do you really think your mom wants you stressed over this, or do you think she would want you to be happy? And, you know, most moms, you don't want your children burdened with stuff. And so if my kids got rid of most of my pictures, I give them permission now because I don't want that stress on them and that type of thing.
Absolutely. Well, and Ramona said if you just can't bring yourself to part with it, if you live in the town where she went to school, you could donate them to the school or the historical society.
Yeah.
Like the
but-
yearbooks and stuff.
Sometimes they'll do that.
Yeah.
But,
Sometimes.
but honestly, if they don't,
yeah.
it just seems like...
Let
Or
it
give them
go.
to family members if you think there's other family members that
We
want
need to be
and-
singing "Let It
And
Go."
if she didn't have
Let It Go.
Alzheimer's, I'm not sure if she would be that concerned if
No,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. The moms.
most people don't.
Your theme
Yeah.
needs to be "Let It Go."
And Patricia asked, are consignment shops the same as thrift stores?
No.
No. Consignment shops, usually you take a little bit nicer clothing, more expensive clothing, and they're perfectly fine for you to do that. And you take them there and they'll give you a percentage, like if they sell something for $50, they'll maybe give you $5 or $10. And they pay you then for doing that. Thrift stores, you just donate and they sell them to other people. And
They keep all the money.
they keep all the money. And usually it's
Consignment
like
stores, you get
Goodwill,
some.
Salvation Army, DAV, Disabled American Vets.
And Heather said, I saw a good tip to turn all your clothes hangers around at the new year. Whatever you haven't worn by next year, get rid of it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you can do that. I
You
just
tend to be
keep,
quicker than that.
Yeah, and I keep such a small amount that, you know, I know what I'm wearing and that
Yeah.
type of thing, so.
Yeah. And Rita says, Rita says eBay stuff and use the money or donate. If you can.
Yeah,
But eBay
but
fees are kind of expensive, though.
eBay fees are getting really expensive, and honestly, it takes a lot of time to take pictures and write descriptions and research how much this stuff is worth. So frankly, unless you're getting hundreds or thousands of dollars, I wouldn't do it. Unless you're just really desperate for the money and have the time.
Yeah, and if you're trying to get organized and are overwhelmed with getting organized, anything like this will take time away from that. So
Not for clothes, I guess. For big items, probably.
well, yeah,
But that's what I'm saying.
Even
It
then, it
have
has to be pretty expensive.
an expensive item maybe, but not. for
Kathy
the-
wants to know if you will be her mother.
I've had like 50 requests for that.
And
That's sweet.
Shannon says, what is your advice for family members who give you stuff and you tell them you don't want it, so when you get rid of it, they get mad at you? She says, I
That's
seriously
their
don't dare tell
problem.
them no.
That's their problem, not yours.
Yeah.
But I would say that there have been times where things have gone away and we just were like, well, I don't know where it is. Because I don't know where the landfill is. I'm just kidding. Donna wants to know if you're still planning a Dining on a Dime too.
We're working on it. Actually, we got the second chapter edited last week or the week before. I don't know.
Sue said, Jill, your gingerbread men are Moorish, and I think they should come over for like a second time, like on New Year's Eve tomorrow.
They
And
love
pick
them?
up, like tons of them.
Get more of them.
Since we have a leftover.
Yeah,
dough.
Sue and Peter are so much fun.
Oh,
Thank
they
you guys
were
for
so-
visiting us.
It was awesome to have
We
you
had
here.
fun. We really did.
Let's see. There was something I meant to ask Peter while he was here and I forgot. Oh well. We had fun with you guys. It was awesome. Christy says, I got a metal detector for Christmas, so I'm trying to live off what I've dug out of the yard.
Whoa.
Let's see. And Lorelai was happy that she got a notification that said 10 ways to get organized. Becky says, I watched your video on how to make snow ice cream, Tara, and thank you.
You're
Although
welcome.
here it's 60 degrees in
Yeah,
Colorado.
it's 60 degrees today.
Yeah, although Mom was supposed to go home on Monday, and now we're supposed to get snow, so she may be stuck here another week. But
Yeah, and there are a number of people that were asking about whether Dining on a Dime, whether we used to have a book called Not Just Beans, and yes, that's
Yes,
Dining on a Dime.
that's us.
we just, a publisher took it over for a few years, and they changed the name. It's the same book, but we added 2 more chapters. So,
2 more sections,
Yeah.
yeah.
Patty says, I separate my everyday clothes from my church clothes.
Yes.
And Cindy says, I organize mine from least dressy to most dressy.
That's see now that's a good way to do it. From
Yeah.
whichever you find the easiest that will work for you the fastest.
And Latasha says, mine are separate because most of my dress clothes have to be hung up. My everyday clothes go in drawers and bins.
Yeah. You can do that too.
yep.
Let's see, what else do we have here? A lot more stuff about clothes. Whoa! Billy says, I'm going to move my clothes to my spare bedroom closet because my husband's clothes are pushing into my space. Tell your husband,
some
tell your husband that
husbands.
he needs to watch that part on the Frozen movie where she sings,
Let it go, let it go.
But there are some husbands that are really clothes conscious and they do have a problem.
Lana's asking if we're doing anything about saving money or is it just about clutter. She says, not fussing, just asking, LOL.
Well, part of the thing is you're not going to save money if you don't get your clutter under control.
Yeah.
And I have to say, it really, oh boy, it really annoys me when I see these organizing people say, oh, I went to the Dollar Tree and I got all this bin. Or I went to Kohl's and I got this bin. Or I got to Target and I got these bins.
You're like, why are you organizing it if you should be getting rid of it?
Exactly. Stop
Yeah.
organizing 75 t-shirts
And, stop
and get
buying
rid
them
of
then.
some.
And buying
And
bins for 75.
Buying bins for, like Mom said the other day, this gal had 250, 300 Hot Wheels for her boys. I don't know, some ridiculous amount.
So then she had to pay money.
Buy bins for them and try and organize
If your
them, and-
office isn't organized, you lose bills and you pay late fees and you lose checks or different
Might
things
lose,
in
like,
there.
a $2,000 check to
You
and
in your
not much.
refrigerator, if your refrigerator's not organized, food spoils, you lose money on that and that type of thing. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Laura says, I love purging. Me too, Laura. I used to collect stuff. What's funny, actually, I used to keep my t-shirts that had funny sayings on them and stuff. And finally one day I thought, I have pictures of me wearing this shirt.
yeah,
Why can't this shirt go away? So,
Tara was thinking the same thing.
let's see.
After this, can you not take over the bath and can I take a bath?
And Peggy said, I'm all for simplifying. It's so freeing to get rid of it. If you haven't used it in 6 months, get rid of it, excluding Christmas or other holiday decorations.
Yeah.
Or winter or summer clothes. Like at the end of the winter, if you haven't worn it since the last winter and it's springtime, get rid of it. That's
Yeah,
how I
just-
do it.
And it is freeing. I've never had anybody that's gotten things organized and gotten rid of stuff that it says, oh, I'm just miserable and I wish I hadn't done that. They always, they're so excited. They're always smiling and excited when they talk about it.
Kelly said, I think this is brilliant. She said, my son's wedding was in October. He got married in a reception in the fire hall, and I refused to buy an expensive dress, wore my dressy church clothes, and he was fine with it, but the mother of the bride was horrified.
Mm-hmm.
So nobody's
what?
going to remember what dress
Yeah.
you wore at the wedding, probably.
Well, even at your wedding, people thought it was horrible because I went to the thrift store and I got a dress that I could wear to church and use for both, and they just thought that was the worst thing.
And I don't remember it.
And she did,
I don't
she
even
doesn't
remember my
what I
wedding
wore.
at all.
That makes you feel good. Oh my God.
Are we sure?
Yeah.
Did I actually agree to marry you? Are we sure about this?
You guys signed a contract, remember?
You're stuck now. And Patricia says, thank you for the information. You're welcome, Patricia. Gabrielle, feeling a lot better listening to you now. I don't feel so guilty. Happy New Year.
Yeah, guilt is false guilt.
It is false guilt. And you've got to realize, I had a pastor's wife once tell me, she said, false guilt is like one of the worst things that Satan uses on women because you feel guilty about things. If you have not done anything wrong, you should not feel guilty about
If
it.
grandma has shoved her stuff on you and you don't need it or want it, you have done nothing wrong.
No, So don't feel
Yeah.
guilty. False guilt is
Grandma
terrible.
was the one that did everything wrong to you.
And Rignog said, my motto for gifts are, please, I only accept gifts I can drink, eat, burn, or spray, i.e. candles and perfume. That's awesome. Actually, that's a lot of the gifts you get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love candles, so every Christmas, everybody restocks for me.
Yeah.
Oh, you restocked the pantry I saw, so that's why I keep on sneaking back.
Oh, and Christine must have been watching the other day. She said, I cooked tonight with Jill in mind with her tips on cooking for two and did not have to throw everything away. It was great.
Way to go, Christine. That is good. Oh, I miss you guys. I can't read the comments very well, and I miss not being able to type answers and talk to you.
And Lisa said, if you purge your winter clothes, you're wearing short sleeves in winter. Lisa, believe it or not, in northern Colorado, it was 60 degrees today.
Yeah,
Yep, we got the
Colorado.
window.
The
We
window
got the
open
window, and
right
it's
now.
dark. It's
Because it's
nice.
too hot in the
Because
house.
it's so hot.
The thing about Colorado is it's not really that cold here. People think Colorado is really cold, and actually Kansas, where
Is
Mom is
colder.
actually colder temperature and humidity wise than it is here. And we have times in Colorado where for 1 or 2 weeks it'll be in the 50s and 60s.
Yeah,
in
Grandma and
December and
Grandpa,
January.
they didn't have the heat on yesterday, and it got up to 80 degrees in the house for them. So,
And Phyllis says, I got married in a used wedding dress.
oh yeah,
Totally
me
cool.
too. I did too.
And Ramona said, I wore my sister-in-law's wedding dress. Nothing wrong with
Yeah.
that.
Sorry.
And
Yeah.
Dennis says, I miss chatting with you, Jill.
I know. I
And
know.
Sylvia says, miss your post too, Jill. Let's see, I haven't looked on the YouTube stuff for a little bit. Whoops.
And while I
Oh.
have everybody on here, when I'm at home, I'm going back and forth from YouTube to Facebook, and I try to keep up with everybody. But if I happen to miss your question or something like that or comment, it's because I probably popped over to Facebook or one or the
Don't
other
get
real
offended.
quick. So don't get offended because I try to catch up best I can.
Ex Bluebell said, I try to read gift stuff immediately. And Rebecca's listening from Kalispell, Montana. That's really close to where we were
Yeah.
in Idaho.
We used to live in Nez Perce, Idaho.
Yep.
And Karen says, I've had 2 pool tables over the years. Everyone piled junk on them. Needless to say, I'll never have another pool
You know,
table.
horizontal surfaces are the worst. Try not to have too many horizontal surfaces and try not to start piling things on horizontal.
Pile everything on horizontal spaces.
And let's see. Oops. Carol was saying use a timer and set it for an hour per room.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. Oops. I'm looking for more. We're close to the
And
end.
after you're done with each purging, deal with the stuff that you've purged. Take
Oh, I
your
forgot.
thrift store stuff out to the garage to
I
be
put-
or
I
even
put in the
straight
car.
into the car if you
I
can.
put it straight in
I
the
can't
car.
really do that because we have so many people.
Take your trash
But
out to the trash. I
Get
forgot
your
I was
trash
going to
out
say deal
and
with
take
that.
the box where everything goes. Have yourself a cup of tea, but then go take your box and put everything back in the rooms where it belongs.
Yes.
So
And they're talking about on YouTube all the Michael comments. Denise says Michael's trying to escape, and Darren's like tied to a chair leg.
His mother-in-law's holding him down.
Rita says, I have one pair of tennis shoes. I'm poor in the clothing area.
me too.
Yeah.
I have an old pair for gardening, and then I have my new pair
Yeah,
for.
that's the way with me.
Well, it's funny because, well, of course, I'm not a woman, but I pretty much wear one pair of shoes all the time until it breaks.
I wear like one flannel for the
Well-
entire week, and then I take it off and use a different one.
Even like this year, I destroyed my black pumps that I wear to church all the time. And I didn't know what to do, but I had a pair of knee-high black boots, and I've just been wearing them, until I can find a pair at the thrift store. So you just make do. You can make do real easy with this stuff.
Monique was asking everyone in Australia, what have I missed? Because they're in the future for us
They're
here in
the
America.
future.
Going back to
Rita says, I have one pair of light black dress pants and one pair of brown. They're stretchy, so if I gain or lose a little weight, I'm good.
There you
Yes,
go. That's
exactly.
a good idea.
And X Bluebell said, we have only one set of bed sheets. I wash them and put them back on.
Yes.
That was,
Yes.
That's a big one. You
Yeah.
really don't need more than.
No.
I have more twins because I have 4 kids through the bedwetting stages, and now
Oh no.
we're pretty much out of that. But I do keep an extra 2 sets of bed sheets just for company. Like if they need to go on the couch or we have a foam thing. But other than that, I have a set of flannel for Mike and I, and then a set of regular.
summer ones. Mm-hmm.
Princess Soap says, I love how you guys say wash. And a number of other people said that too.
Guys, wash is a more vigorous version of wash. Why doesn't anyone know this?
And I'm not sure if Denise got the point. She says exercise equipment is good storage for hanging your clothes.
I think you missed the point, Denise.
That's funny.
And Dixie Girl said I bought a few plastic shoe boxes at Fred's today for $1 each. So convenient instead of them laying on the floor or hanging on the door.
Yep.
So, let's see. I'm trying to see if anything
You know,
we
get-
addressed.
Get something that will work for you.
Donna
A
has
method
been
that'll
with us
work with you.
forever.
And Cheryl says I have had.
Donna has not just beans.
No,
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cheryl says I've had one purse I bought 7 years ago and I still use. Hey, if you like it and it's
That's
not
what
messed
I
up,
do.
Yeah,
I buy my
I buy
purses at
one.
the thrift store, and I have a spare one because I'm always losing my purse. So I'm afraid if I only had one and I lost my purse to try and go buy one right away.
And she loses them
So
pretty often.
I do keep 2. I have 3 purses. I have my one I just use all the time, my purse from before in case I lose it, and then I have a big tote purse for traveling, and that's all I have. Yeah.
Barbara said when I purged items, I then regretted it. I've not really had that experience or
I
heard
have
of many
not.
people that
Yeah.
have.
But Barbara, what have you really regretted? I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, sit down and write down all the things you have actually regretted and how much they cost. Because I think you'll find maybe it's 1 or 2 things that you did, but in general, most people do not regret it.
And you've got to keep in mind, a lot of people get so much stuff, they think they need to move to a bigger house to get bigger closets.
Yeah.
That's a bigger expense than having to maybe go out and buy something that you regret getting rid of.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry. Cat Lover says I would love the minimalist life, but hubby likes stuff.
We're not talking being minimalist, though.
Yeah.
I don't really believe in a minimalist lifestyle because
No.
I want to see things that I enjoy.
Tara's got stuff here. The thing is, if it's just more if you're not using it, if you don't love it, if it's not
Useful.
pretty, that's the type of stuff. You save so much of this stuff. We save a lot of stuff out of guilt because we've spent money on something expensive, then we can't use it, or we don't like it, or we can't wear it, so we keep it. It's like it's punishment to us or something. So we're not talking about getting rid of things you love, just stuff that you're not using,
And Sue Wilson checked in to say, I love decluttering. It's so cathartic. I totally agree. I get in a mood sometimes where I just want to find a box to go through and get rid of stuff. Jennifer says, my hubby's a hoarder. How do I get him to get rid of stuff? And X Bluebell says, clean up your stuff first.
Yeah, I mean, really, you have to clean up your stuff first. And
one thing, Dad was a hoarder.
yeah,
But I kept the house inside the house. That was my domain. And he had the garage and the outside. We started building fences to cover up his stuff, you know. So then I finally divorced him. No, not really. Not really. I didn't do it for that. But, you know, you've got to, hopefully you have enough communication with your husband. You can discuss this with him. And, you know, bottom line, you may have to live with it then. If you love him enough, that's one of the little quirks you may have to live with.
Cheryl said it's 48 here in Texas today.
wow.
Wow. So it's cooler than we are. Amy says, miss you too, Mama Jill, but good to see you.
I was looking at your letter again with those cute pictures on there.
Yeah,
I just
thank you.
love those
That was really
pictures.
cute.
Cat Lover says, we have a
Jamie's
pool
here.
table. That's my eBay working table.
Jamie's here. Jamie.
And Pamela's asking you to do your own show.
Mom.
X Bluebells, Jill,
Jamie
please
Parks is on
explain
here.
Queen's story. Is that about when Queen's
Oh,
Ride
the
by?
Queen's Rise
Yeah.
by. Did you read it and not understand it? Don't know.
No, I think I probably heard you mention it. I bet you and didn't see. I can
It's-
share it.
Yeah, why don't you put it on? It's hard to explain.
Yeah, Queen's Ride By is one of those books that's hard to explain, but it's really short, easy read.
Short. It's only
Just-
a few handful of
It's
pages.
like 15 pages or
I
something.
don't even think it's
20,
that
I don't
long.
know. And just it's a short, easy read, but it really helps motivate you to get organized.
It
I mean,
does.
Yeah,
You look at
the way you think about organizing.
your home. We don't realize how important our home is to our family. How much of a peaceful place, a shelter it needs to be. We put it low priority on our
Yeah.
list of important things, and we need to change that around a little bit.
Yeah.
And Queen's Rise By explains that.
Heather said we were military, so we blamed lost items on the moves.
There you go.
That's the way to do it.
That's thinking.
Yep.
Yeah, I figured it's in a box somewhere at the DAV. Oh, wait. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, Jamie said she was driving her son down to Zoo Lights and missed the show.
Oh, that's
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to go see the zoo lights, and we didn't get a chance to do it this year.
Yeah, Andrea says it's not minimal, it's practical.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't
There's
think she's saying
okay.
be
I have
super
issues
minimalistic.
with these minimalists. I'm sorry if you're one of them, but
You mean the ones that have like nothing on the walls?
yeah, when you have absolutely nothing, it is very stressful on your family also, because you can't relax and you have to worry if you put one plate on the counter, is mom going to yell at me for putting one plate on the counter? Now, I think that people need to help with the dishes, put them in the dishwasher and things like that. But if you are so focused and staying so organized all the time that you're stressing out your family, that is just as bad.
Well, once
As-
again, we go back to balance.
Exactly.
You have to have balance. We don't want you to be Martha Stewart here or somebody that doesn't have like a magazine picture
But we don't want you
perfect.
to be hoarders
But you
either.
can't be hoarders.
Yeah.
I mean, my house, you need it to be comfortable. Think of comfort. And that will cover every gamut. If your home is comfortable, then it's fine. If it's not comfortable, if your family can't walk in there because they're afraid they're going to drop a piece of lint on the floor and you're going to get mad, that's not a comfortable home. At the same time, if you got junk everywhere and they're embarrassed to bring their friends home or come home themselves, I've known kids that don't want to go home because their house is so trashed. Either one of those are extremes, you know.
So X Bluebell said, yes, I read it, but did not understand it. And when Queen's Ride By.
Okay. Well, I don't know if we can help with that then. Well, read it again, but
What it amounts to is this.
It just kind of,
It's
it shares about how she...
This woman was trying so hard to work at something that she thought was
missed the
right.
point.
Yeah, yeah.
She missed the point.
she missed. Okay, so what happens in Queen's Ride By is it's a woman who is working on a farm helping her husband.
Day and night.
But she is
Until
working
she's exhausted.
so hard that she's exhausted that she can't do any housework. which was stressing out her husband, so he was not efficient at his work.
He felt like he wasn't doing his job because she was having to work too.
Yeah. So when
he
she
felt
stopped
inadequate.
working and took care of the house and had dinner on the table and that kind of thing, it helped relieve the stress on him of what to eat and what to wear.
Boost his confidence and made him feel more confident, because before that he thought he was a failure as a husband. But once she did that, he felt like he could conquer the world. You know, sometimes you don't realize husbands, no offense, Michael, husbands really need that from their wives.
And the
They
stress when you don't have meals cooked and you don't have laundry done. No comments.
It's like, go on.
But
isn't
we
that the
have
truth,
noticed
Michael?
this, though. Since
Yeah.
we've been doing the live shows, I can practice it or I can preach it. I can't do both. And we've noticed since we've been doing the live shows, and I haven't been cooking dinner as much, and I haven't been able to keep up on the laundry as well. It has really created
There's more
chaos
stress,
in our lives, and frankly, I don't recommend it.
And see, this woman thought she was helping the most by going to work every day side by side with her husband, and she felt that was what she should do, and that was helping the family. The reality was it wasn't. It was making matters worse. So you've got to really think through, am I helping my family by going to work at a 10-hour day every day, or can I help them more by having a home of peace and order and meals prepared, you know? And I'm not saying you should never ever go to work or anything. Like, some gals just can't stay at home. They just aren't comfortable at that. But and that's fine to do if you can keep your home in order. But if you have a house that's out of order, it stresses your husband, it stresses your children, and they'll even tell you it doesn't, but it really does.
Yeah, it really does.
Denise, you need to tell your brother to mind his own business.
Uh-oh.
So Denise says, I'm going around cleaning my apartment quickly before my brother gets here. He goes through closets, etc. to make sure it's clean. Like, he does that at your house?
Oh, Tara
sorry,
would
Denise.
Thump her brother.
My brother would be hit on top of the head for that. Yeah, I don't think so. I think, okay, do this, Denise. Do this.
Put something
Take
embarrassing
some
in there.
clothes, take your underwear, and just string it along.
When he opens
If you're
the door.
single, go to the store and buy some man's underwear.
Have that underwear right there in front.
Kelly says you'll love the fact that your life is so much less stressful when you're organized and have less clutter.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
There were a few other things. Robin said, I downsized 3 years ago. I don't regret it. You won't even remember most of what you purged.
No.
I agree.
And
90%
you know, and
of
I
the time.
tell I like our stuff. I'm not gonna tell you I don't. But if my house burned down today and I lost everything, I really would not be bothered by
No.
it. We have pictures on discs at Mom's house and Grandma's house on a little hard drive. Other than that, I am
Really,
not.
family pictures is about it, and family movies.
Yeah, so I like my stuff, but like, Dave, can you go over
Everything
here
else
and
is replaceable.
point
Well, and
this-
family is got to go too.
point the
Get them
camera
first.
this way, Dave? Can you guys see on my wall over here? I have a collection of old, right over here.
Advertisements.
I have a picture
Yep,
of old
sorry.
magazines over here on the wall. Can you see that, Dave?
The light's sort of. Well, yeah, you could have seen it.
Okay, well, if you can see, there's two missing over there. One in an empty frame. You can come back. What happened was when the guys were putting in the carpet in the kids' rooms, they hit those frames and busted them.
I thought I busted one.
No, you busted one before, and then the carpet guys busted it again. And the carpet guy was like, oh, I'm so sorry. But I was like, well, it's just a picture. I said, it's no big deal. You know, I can get another frame. So, you know, don't be so attached to your stuff. It's part of the thing. Yes, Dave?
That goes the emotional part.
yeah.
Hold on. Let me find what it was called. What's this called?
I don't know. What is
Show
it?
us.
What is it?
Show us what you.
Oh, the Cadbury?
Cadbury.
Oh, yes.
So, this is real
yum.
Cadbury chocolate that Sue brought from the UK.
Which is a different
And-
recipe than the American.
It's like the
Cadbury.
best thing ever.
It's really smooth, isn't
Super
it?
delicious.
Yeah,
super
it's really
good.
creamy.
Yeah.
You're supposed to keep it
Creamy.
in the refrigerator, though, according to
That's
her.
good.
Denise says, Tara, you're so funny.
I do it!
And Deborah says a house fire is how we
And then
learn to
tell
let-
us what happens.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Michael.
Deborah said our house fire is how we learned to let go. Our faith in Christ was all we had left, and it
Yeah.
was enough.
When you die,
Everybody-
guys, you're not going to take it with you. So why should you let it stress you out now?
And Lisa said, downsized 2 years ago from a 3,800 square foot living space home to a 750 square foot apartment. Sold all but what we needed and not one regret.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so true, Lisa. That's the thing is, our daughter's been watching some people online who get rid of every single thing they own, which I think is unnecessary. But there's a lot of stuff that most people have that they don't really care about. But it's stressful to know it's there and you're responsible for it.
Yeah.
Sharon said, I've been trying on clothing while watching your live show. We'll be giving a lot of them away tomorrow.
Good job!
Go.
See,
Way to
there you
go.
go. That's good. I love that.
And
Are we
Pam
live
is...
streaming tomorrow? People are
Maybe.
Maybe.
Yeah, we might live stream.
We're
We'll
thinking
see.
we'll probably do something sometime. We're not sure when.
Yeah, and if you guys do a closet or do a section, let us know
Yeah, send
about
us
it.
a
We'd be
picture.
excited
Yeah.
to hear.
Email me a picture.
So, and you can go to livingonadime.com to
Yeah.
contact
Contact at livingonadime.com.
and send us an email that way. Sharon said, Pam said, I told my children after I'm gone, only hang on to the things that have meaning to you. I won't care if you donate the rest of the
Yeah,
stuff.
that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Let them know ahead of time so they
tell
don't
your
feel
kids
guilty.
ahead of time. Yeah.
Yeah, and Andrea said, I love books, but instead of keeping them, I donate them to the public library. If I want to read it again, I just check it out.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one thing we haven't touched yet. Books and magazines and newspapers, but we'll do that on another one. That's a good thing to do. Yeah.
Yeah. And Susan also said, I can't wait to get started. Going to start first thing tomorrow morning. Brought home an office shredder to get rid of lots of old paperwork.
Oh man, the best thing to do with Cadbury chocolate, stick one little thing inside and just let it melt.
Melt
Just
Yeah.
let it melt in your mouth, huh?
And Ramona said she did her whole wedding for $200.
Oh, wow.
Wow,
That's good.
way to go.
Yes,
Yeah.
Could we show them the star that we got?
yeah, you can bring it over here.
Kathy was asking what the faint lights outside her window are.
Oh.
Oh, those are just reflections of the lights
From
in
the
the
lights.
house.
No, no, these ones
Oh,
right
those little
here
ones.
are, we had a company send these to review, for us to review, and they're little solar lights that I put on a little tree just to have a decoration out here, because this is
And
our
they
main
work really
window that we
well.
look out of all the time,
They
so.
work really well.
Yeah, and look, Jack wanted to show you guys, look what I found at Hobby Lobby for 80% off, so I got it for, I think, $2.50 maybe, $2.50, $3, I don't know, it was pretty cheap, but we needed a new star for our tree.
Yeah, even though it doesn't light up, we could just shine a spotlight on it, and it has sparkles on it, so it'd light up.
It was funny, wouldn't it? Yeah, very good.
It
Wow.
only certain parts.
Lots of people have good stories about
Getting rid of stuff.
getting rid of stuff. Like Bella Angel said, we moved in May. At the time, got rid of about a third of our possessions and don't miss any of it.
Yeah.
And we do that when we move, which I've been kind of thankful for, because every time we move, we get rid of everything. We get rid of the couches and the beds, except for Mike and I's bed, but all the kids' bed, all the dressers, everything, because in the new house, you don't know where stuff is going to fit or if it's going to fit. So why move it? And I get all mine at thrift stores and garage sales, so I have no problem throwing away that free dresser I got or whatever.
And
so.
you-
This is what
It's-
heaven tastes like.
And you know, it's going to take a little bit of work. We don't
Yeah.
want to say this is easy, but people will comment on a family and say, "Oh, you know, you're so happy, you're so peaceful." That takes work to have a family like that. You know, that takes work to have a home like that. You have to make up your mind. Do I want the stress and the chaos and all this, or do I want a more peaceful home? And you might have to work a little bit at it. But I think once you do it, it's one of those things that you'll never go back. It's like saving money.
Do you have Cadbury chocolate here in the U.S.? Like
Yeah,
that
but
they
it's
sell?
Different.
Amy's asking if you guys, Amy in Australia, is asking if you have any last minute tips for traveling mid CFS. She's having a fibro flare and she's going to South Africa.
Oh, wow. The
Take
Alka-Seltzer.
some aspirin and drink some baking soda water and try
I
that.
have Alka-Seltzer,
And just
you know,
try
things.
to
Well, rest
rest
first.
as much as you can.
Rest first, and then throw your stuff together later, because you're not.
Or what I do is, now see, we do the opposite. I get everything packed and ready, and then I can take it easy for a day or so before I go and rest. Whichever works for you, you know, do one of them. But I like for the trip coming back here, I start packing the car and my suitcase normally. I didn't this time because of the gingerbread, but I normally start like 1 to 2 weeks ahead of time. I start packing my car because I know if I pack the last minute, I'm going to be sick doing that. So you've got to kind of pace yourself.
Yep. I think that's mostly it. Well, Teresa did say thank you for sharing all your lives. It's very motivational to me. I've only been watching since November and have your 3 books. I'm going to begin working on decluttering my house.
Oh, way to go, way to go.
Yeah, and all this is in our Keeping It Clean, Dave. You can put a picture up there. All this is in our Keeping It Clean ebook series.
And even more details.
There's, I don't know, like 150, 200 pages. I need to go look. It's been a few years since we wrote it, but there's a lot of good information.
We even
in
have
there,
like on how to
so-
make, do we have the scheduling book in that?
We have how to make schedules
how to do
for cleaning
schedules and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Apparently, Hershey's bought Cadbury and they changed the recipe a bit. So
Oh,
that's
dear.
Actually, Sharon says you guys are so funny. P.S. Dunk Cadbury chocolate in a hot drink and suck it. Nom nom here in UK. Cadbury is the best.
It is
Ah,
good stuff.
yeah.
This Cadbury is, it's more firm
It's
and
smoother
creamy
when
than
it
here.
melts in your mouth.
Yeah.
I tried some, Sue. Sorry.
I did too. I had to have one little piece.
Anyway, I think that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, we will be back tomorrow, apparently. I don't know what time we're going to go on tomorrow. What time do we want to go on tomorrow?
We'll have to be
Uh,
earlier
like
because I have
5 in
to
the
be over
morning.
at 5 by 5 at Grandma's.
So, do
Why
we
don't we
want to
just
go
do it all
on
night?
like at 2 o'clock in the afternoon?
Probably a little bit earlier.
Why
Can
don't
we do
like 2
Well,
until
we're going to
midnight?
the thrift store tomorrow morning.
Oh, that's right.
How about 1?
1.
Okay.
God, could you go from the thrift store?
Yeah.
Here we are at
So,
the thrift store.
so we'll try to be on about 1 Mountain Time tomorrow. We need to go to the thrift store for Mom to get some jeans, but probably about 1 tomorrow afternoon. And then maybe after Mom goes, Mike and I can sit there and you can watch us play
Play your
Cards.
cards together by the two of you.
by ourselves.
Dad, we need to pull out the pool table.
Play cards.
Whoa, nice of you. All right, we'll be back tomorrow about 1 Mountain Time. Visit us at livingonadime.com. Thank you for joining us and listening to us chatter on.
Mm-hmm.
We
Bye-bye.
hope we helped. Yep.
Yeah,
Bye-bye.
thanks. It's been good having you.
See you later.
Happy New Year's
Happy New
Eve.
Year.
Oh, Happy
Keep
New Year's
learning.
Except except if you're in
In
Australia.
Australia or
Or New
New
Zealand,
Year's
Happy New Year.
something,
Or
New
New
And
Year's
if
Zealand.
you're in Australia, we'll see you.
Australia.
We'll see you next year.
Yeah.
Okay, you
Well,
ready?
unless we start real early here tomorrow.
Goodbye, guys.
Bye-bye.
And Facebook is now down. Goodbye, YouTube.
Goodbye. We're gonna miss you.
Let's do it again. Let's go for another hour.
All right.
We can do it.
Well,
We
we've
can
been
do it.
running it. We've been running an hour and a half.